Good morning, everyone. Special to our beloved professor. Good evening. Okay, this video is about survival, stroke, and diving. That's our topic. First slide. Survival resting strokes. Survival strokes are used to help on conserve energy in the water. In all of these strokes, all hands stay under the water, thus saving energy. Slow progressive movements of the arms and legs helps energy reserve and helps uh, helps reserve energy. On the slides, uh, or maybe in these lessons, you will learn on how you will learn different hand stroke to stay above water while saving energy, or maybe conserving energy above the water. First, side stroke, trajan, elementary backstroke, starfish floating, treading water, jellyfish float, deadman float, tack float, mushroom float, dog paddle. Next slide. Side stroke. First bullet. For the initial body position, consider pushing off the wall and floating on the side. Uh, so it's a combination of side stroke for an arm movement and scissor tacks for the leg movement. For the initial body position, consider pushing off the wall and floating on the side. Next bullet. The legs are straight. The bottom arm is extended forward underwater. And the top arm is resting flat or the side of the body. Maintain the sideways position during the whole stroke cycle. Next slide. Next bullet rather. The head should be in the line with the spine and turn sideways slightly upwards. In fact, one cheek and ear should be in the water. The rest of the face being above the water. Next slide. Both arms move simultaneously but in different movements. Bottom arm is the leading arm and the top arm is the trailing arm. Like I said, uh, like I said, side strokes about the combination of side stroke for the arm movement, alright, and scissor tuck for leg movement. Next, the scissor kick in side stroke. The side stroke uses scissors kick where the legs movement simultaneously simultaneously but in different directions, a little bit like blades of a scissors. In initial positions, the legs are extended and the feet are pointed. You can see in the picture about the proper movement about the scissors kick inside the stroke. Yeah, the first step that you need to do is push off in the side position. Second one is bend top leg forward, arms begin stroke. And the third one is continue top leg bend stroke. Number 4, hand come together. Number 5, arms legs continue. Number 6, legs fully extended, arms pull apart. I'm so sorry sir if there's distraction. I'm sorry. Just distraction. Arms further apart, legs begin to close. Number 8, step 8. Arms and legs come together. And the last step is glide on side before next stroke and back. That's it. That's the proper movement of scissor kick in side stroke. Next, the side stroke. Um, I'm sorry I cannot discuss about the side stroke. You can watch the video on YouTube and you may subscribe. Next is the Trajan. I'm so sorry, sir, about the distraction. The Trajan swim stroke is a combination of side strokes and freestyle. It is utilized strokes, scissor kicks, and freestyle's arm movement. And so that sorry, sir. About the distraction. Trajan stroke, swim stroke, is a combination of side stroke. It means this the combination of the stroke and the freestyles rather. And if you want to know more about the Trajan, you can watch out this video. Next is elementary backstroke. First bullet. Elbow are bent and hands are drawn towards the armpit, as if someone wanted to tickle it. Next bullet. At the same time, knees are bent and feet are brought towards the back, the buttocks. Keep the legs together while knees are bent. Next bullet. The arms are extended sideways so that the body forms X in the water. The palms should face backward. Next bullet. Spread the legs while simultaneously extending them. Next bullet. Move the outstretched hands backward and inward, so they push against the water, and return their standing position at the sides. Elementary backstrokes is about the more about the combination movement that you need to perfect. You need to perfect the rhythm. But this style is really nice because your face is above the water while the whole time. So breathing is really easy when you are performing this stroke, or to be specific, the elementary backstroke. Elementary backstroke, simultaneously move the legs together again. This also provides propulsion and brings the legs back their original position. Next bullet, glide for a few moments, then start a new stroke cycle. And the last bullet is since this is a swam at the back, it makes breathing straightforward, as the face is turned upwards and held above the water surface. Like I said, this is more like the combinations, both the freestyles and the backstrokes, that you really need to perfect. That's it. Elementary backstroke. Here's the the uh, video on performing about elementary backstroke. You can watch it. Next is the starfish floating. Starfish floating. This is basic swimming technique where the swimmer float on his or her back with arms and legs spread apart, just like a starfish. Just think that just think that you are a starfish and doing the stroke. That's it. As simple as that. Uh, Next, starfish float. The starfish floating video. Next is the treading water. When treading water, the body stays upright and the head is above the water surface. If you're not vertical, you're you're vertically swimming, not treading. The arms and legs move to keep you float, although you can tread temporarily with just arms or just legs. Treading water is more about uh, feeding when learning. But once perfect, this could be life saving. That's it. And the link about the video rather about the treading water. Next slide. The jellyfish float or the dead float. Or we all know that we are familiar about the dead float and jellyfish float. Jellyfish float, it's like langoy aso in Tagalog. I don't know, but I remember about the jellyfish float. Anyways, going back to our topic, jellyfish float or the dead float. It is lying face down in water with minimal leg movement and staying float with natural boi- bo- buoyancy, buoyancy, back floating. Uh, Buoyancy rather. The head is sometimes lift to breathe only, then back floating. This style is only to to stay afloat and to rest. Take a deep breath and holding it. The air in your lungs will make you float. Jellyfish jellyfish float or the dead man float. Just try to relax under the water, and that's the only way to survive on the water. This is more likely about surviving actually on water. Do not panic. That is the key word. Next slide is link on YouTube about the jellyfish float or the dead man float. Next slide. Tack float or mushroom float. This done by blending the legs and pulling the knees to the chest. In this position, the body will roll forward until only the back is invisible on the water surface. The tack float is so, it's about putting yourself on fetus position. I know, I know, I know what is, I know, or maybe I believe that you have an idea about the fetus position. Anyways, this is more likely, more likely about the position, the fetus position or bomba. I don't know. In Tagalog, it is called bomba. I don't know. I'm not. Uh, I'm not. Next is the dog paddle. Dog paddle is a basic swimming technique that you can use to stay float and swim in short distance. The movements are similar to the ones used by a swimming dog. First bullet. Push off the background and assume prone position, floating your chest. Next bullet. Extend your arms forward with palms facing downward. Next bullet. Flutter kick, keep your legs extended. Simple. And move them quickly up and down with toes pointed. This keeps your lower body afloat and provides more propulsion. Next bullet. Extend your chin forward and keep your forehead and eyes above the water. Next bullet. The alternately move each forward and downward, then backward and upward, using circular movements. Next bullet. You are using your hands to push water forward and downward, which lifts your upper body and provides some propulsion. The dog paddle, this is the stroke everyone is familiar. Ayan, yeah. Langoy aso. I remember. I'm sure. This is what we call in Philippines the langoy aso. And watch the dog paddle on YouTube. Okay, proceed. Next slide. Diving. Diving contains the skills of tumbling and swimming in the form of aerial acrobatics. In year 1905, diving was first held in England. Diving was originated in England way back 1905. Diving is the sport of jumping and falling into the water from a platform or sprung board. Basic kinds of diving are: first, the sitting dive; second, the kneeling dive; third one is compact dive; fourth one is stride dive; and the last one is shallow angle dive. Dive. Yeah. Diving is diving is one thing that is hard to learn. Yes, but through diving I mean it is life saving actually. And it's part of swimming. But always remember, where it is. Always remember about the importance of diving in swimming. Next slide is the references. Swim and dive. Swim and survive. Thank you so much, Engineer A Silvanono, for sharing your PowerPoint. Thank you so much also to my professor. Thank you so much everyone.